I don't believe I have to fucking sit here and do this fucking review. I don't believe I have to sit here and talk about this fucking show. Magic 8 Ball, did Monday Night Raw suck cock tonight? Reply hazy. Try again. Magic 8 Ball, did Monday Night Raw suck cock again? 2 weeks before SummerSlam? Outlook good. Even the Magic 8 Ball knows that Monday Night Raw's fucking garbage. You know what, people? If I could take the week off from doing Monday Night Raw review, I think this week it pushed me to my limit. It really did. And the funny thing is, there'll be delusional fucking people in and around this community that gives it a thumbs up. You'll go watch Wrestle Talk TV. They'll give Monday Night Raw thumbs up or a good rating. You'll watch fucking Mr. Simon Miller over there do his fucking ups and downs. I swear to God, if Monday Night Raw receives more ups than downs on tomorrow's show, I don't know what the fuck he's watching. I think he might have mixed up a 2018 version with something in the late 90s. The fuck are you watching? There'll be some fucking delusional, basement-dwelling, fucking fat slob on Reddit who will say, yeah, Raw wasn't that bad. If you don't like it, don't watch. Or something to that extent. I wish more people would actually fucking live up to what these idiots use as defense every week. I don't know how anyone could fucking find anything positive in this show. And if you do, you're really fucking stretching. You're really reaching into the cookie jar and pulling out nothing but fucking morsels. That's what you're doing. Like, I don't know who could watch this show and be fucking entertained. What were you entertained by? I have been a fan longer than most of you have been alive. If you could watch this show and find a positive about this shit 2 weeks before SummerSlam, there's something mentally wrong with you. This is not entertainment. This is not wrestling. I was not entertained for 3 hours. What entertainment?
Oh, it's all about the entertainment.
What entertainment? I didn't laugh. I had my head down to my fucking iPad for 3 hours. I had a phone call for 45 minutes with my head and an attention span turned away from Raw. I vacuumed, I did the dishes, I cleaned the fucking litter box for both cats. What entertainment? This is downright embarrassing 2 weeks before SummerSlam. You have 2 weeks before SummerSlam, and going into Raw's portion of SummerSlam, Jesus Christ, man, I would have a better time if you fucking put me on the emergency room table and operated on me with my fucking eyes wide open. This show is an absolute fucking dumpster fire. I don't know what else I could say. I'm on here. I literally sound like a fucking broken record every time I come on here. What would you like me to say about this show? Would you like me to complain about Roman Reigns after I did that for another good half an hour today on Off the Script? What the fuck do you want me to explain to you? It's gotten to a point where Paul Heyman doesn't even register with me anymore. Nothing registers to me anymore. This show is nothing but a forced fucking agenda. And everything about Monday Night Raw is so fucking just lazy and not creative and ungenuine or ingenuine. There's nothing genuine about Monday Night Raw. Nothing. This show has absolutely no feeling to it whatsoever. When you watch something happen, when you watch a baseball team thrive, and I'm going to use the Red Sox as an example because I don't fucking care about the Red Sox, but you can't deny them playing good baseball. When you see the Red Sox fucking play baseball this year, do you get a sense of, oh, our team is just being lazy and just getting by? Or a team that wants to go out there and fucking dominate every single fucking series they play? When you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, for you New Japan guys out there, do they get better every event that they do? Is there always a level of excitement surrounding everything that they do? We here in WWE have that going on with NXT. Does NXT take the fucking takeover Saturdays off? Do they go in there, it's another day of work, we'll get by and the fans will just eat it up? No. There is a level of genuine feeling and care that goes into everything. You go sit down at a fucking fancy-ass fucking restaurant where you're going to pay $200 between you and your fucking date, you and your wife, whomever you take out. Is the chef going to get lazy with a few dishes that he's serving during the evening? Tonight's special, right? Or is he going to fucking put every ounce of fucking sweat he's got into that one dish for every fucking person that's going to drop their hard-earned money at his restaurant where he is the executive chef? Monday Night Raw is run by a bunch of fucking no-name fucks who don't give a shit about this product. Yet you'll have some fucking idiot who calls himself a fucking journalist or an analyst or a podcaster, and they'll sugarcoat this shit and feed it to you because they don't give a fuck about anything except the fucking paycheck that they're getting. Either that or they're fucking juggling the balls of some WWE exec looking to get a fucking job. I respect no one in this community because everyone is a complete fucking bullshit artist. This show is fucking garbage. Absolute fucking garbage. I don't give a fuck if it takes me to the fucking grave to get 1 million subscribers on this fucking piece of shit platform. I will never come on here and tell you a show like this was fucking good or try and find the positives to this show just for the sake of telling you, well, Monday Night Raw had some positives. There's zero positives. There's zero fucking positives. And even if there is a positive, how the fuck can you talk about the positive when there's nothing but overwhelming negative? I don't give a fuck if anybody don't want to work with me. I don't give a fuck if I'm the most hated man in the fucking community. I don't give a fuck if you got me hanging in your bedroom wall looking like fucking Ace Ventura when he visited that fucking punt kicker, the field goal kicker's fucking mother's house. You got fucking pictures of Dan Marino with fucking knives and chainsaws through them. I don't give a fuck if you got a picture of me looking the same exact way. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck this shit. Nothing but a Roman Reigns-driven initiative with another fucking 6 segments for him alone, neglecting everything else on SummerSlam's Raw side. How am I supposed to care about what you're doing for Raw at SummerSlam when it's dominated by, oh, boo-hoo, Roman Reigns. Oh, boo-hoo, Roman Reigns lost 3 times to Brock Lesnar. Oh, boo-hoo, I gotta watch Paul Heyman fucking crying his eyes out. Well, yeah, I take it too serious. Now, I take it seriously when my intelligence is insulted and my time is wasted. Everybody's time watching this show before a major pay-per-view is being wasted. It's being wasted. They do nothing to rectify anything. They do nothing to show you they care. This was legitimately the same fucking show that we've been given all summer. All summer. Roman Reigns. Rollins versus McIntyre and Ziggler. Riot Squad versus Sasha and Bayley. Again. The B-Team and the Deleters of Worlds and the Revival and Akam and Razor. Mix and match against Titus Catering. Yet I'm supposed to be entertained. The fucking cocksuckers. It's all about entertainment on the main roster. If you want your indie fucking smart mark in-ring action, go watch NXT. That's their defense mechanism. Oh, it's for the smart marks. It's for the wrestling marks, NXT. Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't WWE World Wrestling Entertainment? If they're getting the entertainment wrong and they're fucking that up, they should have the wrestling to fall back on. They're getting the entertainment wrong and they're giving us the worst wrestling on the fucking planet right now. That's their defense mechanism. Oh, NXT's for the smart marks, the indie marks, the in-ring talent. That's your defense mechanism when you're trying to argue something with me? NXT is for the smart marks? Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't NXT producing the best in-ring action in North America right now? If you aren't praising NXT for what they're doing, then maybe you really are a fucking cocksucker. How can anyone watch this show and not want WWE to take a little bit from NXT? At least when I watch NXT, every single character and every single segment I am invested in. That's a difficult thing to do. On Monday Night Raw, every fucking segment, for 16 segments, I care about no one. No one. And the guys I do care about are getting scraps left over at Roman Reigns' table. I guess I should start at the top of the fucking show when this thing went off the air, or the last thing rather that we seen when this show went off the air. Ronda Rousey. I stop clocked the fucking match with Alicia Fox. 3 minutes and 45 seconds. This was 3 minutes too long. 3 minutes too long. Everybody that you watch before me, after me, tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, doesn't matter when, or someone that you listen to later on in the week when they got their own fucking shows going on iTunes and everywhere else, they're going to be praising Ronda Rousey on Monday Night Raw. Nobody's going to tell it to you like I am. Ronda showed intensity. That's great. That's her job. Ronda showed real fire out there. That's her job. What they're not going to tell you is that Alicia Fox was a god-awful choice of an opponent for Ronda Rousey. Alicia Fox actually exposed Ronda Rousey in a bad way. Bad way. We all thought that was going to happen with Nia Jax. Alicia Fox was not Nia Jax. I don't even know where the fuck Nia Jax is. I don't really give a shit at this point. But Alicia Fox exposed the weaknesses of Ronda Rousey before a match with Alexa Bliss. That was a terrible choice of an opponent. Sloppy as all hell, but everybody is going to be praising Ronda Rousey for her first match on Monday Night Raw. Congratulations. You wrestled in the main event on Monday Night Raw. I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed with anything that happened to close that show. In fact, it made me care less about an Alexa Bliss Ronda Rousey match, and I didn't even give a shit going into it as much as everybody else. If the match doesn't last 30 seconds at SummerSlam, then WWE has done it all wrong. Why this match even went close to 4 minutes tonight, I have no fucking idea. I guess it got the job done, right? They used Alicia Fox and Alexa Bliss to try a 2-on-1 advantage with Ronda Rousey, and it didn't work. Alexa Bliss tried to cheap shot Ronda Rousey at the end of the match. It didn't work. The heel retreated, and the heel now is looking at SummerSlam with her back against the wall against the vicious and dangerous Ronda Rousey. But I guess it got the job done, right? Yeah, got the job done. Great way to fucking close the show. With a sloppy match for a women's championship that is fucking absolutely meaningless at this point. Meaningless. If anybody should be in the ring with Ronda Rousey, it's fucking Natalya. If anybody should be in the ring with Ronda Rousey, it's someone that could actually fucking wrestle. A Natalya, a Sasha Banks, a Bayley, Ruby Riot, somebody that could fucking wrestle. Why are we getting Alicia Fox, who means absolutely nothing to everybody watching this show? She's annoying. Her character is complete garbage. She's done absolutely nothing to make me believe at all in this lifetime or the next that she can compete with Ronda Rousey. Half of the people I spoke to didn't even realize that she was still employed. Yet I'm supposed to believe in Alicia Fox to take on Ronda Rousey. And who the fuck is Alicia Fox? If you wanted to treat Alicia Fox like somebody important in this moment, then you wouldn't have her come out to Alexa Bliss's theme music. She has no identity. She's nothing but a Alexa Bliss fucking baggage handler at this point. Yet I'm supposed to believe that this woman's going to go toe-to-toe with Ronda Rousey. What a shit main event for Monday Night Raw. But I guess I'm digging too deep and I'm being overly critical of Ronda Rousey's segment on Monday Night Raw, right? I'm being overly negative about it, right? So what you're telling me is that I should not do my job and I should be like every other fucking puppet out here and say, wow, I'm excited about Ronda Rousey main eventing Monday Night Raw for the first time in her career. Fuck out of here. I could have had a better match with Ronda Rousey than Alicia Fox. Fuck out of here. Complete fucking garbage. Moving on. Now we'll start. I have nothing else to say about it. I don't know what the fuck you want me to say about it. Nothing happened. Nothing happened on this fucking Monday Night Raw main event. Nothing. Might as well talk about this Roman Reigns shit, of course.
Oh, but JD, why are you talking about Roman Reigns?
He was in 6 fucking segments. Would you like me to not talk about him? Did I not see him in 6 segments tonight? Roman Reigns. First of all, before we even talk about what happened on this show, because WWE, I knew, like I know my own family's fucking last name, I knew they were going to try and exploit this fucking bullshit that happened at a live show this past weekend where Roman Reigns took off his gloves and he gave it to a special needs child. And the child was overly ecstatic. It made his fucking life. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I hear when these fucking people talk. That's all I hear when these people talk. The more these fucking people talk, the more it makes me look A, intelligent, and B, it makes you look like a complete fucking idiot. Everybody wants to vilify me as some fucking cold-hearted asshole. Little do they know what I do in my off time away from this fucking channel. Little do they know how I am in person when you meet me in real life. Shit like that warms my heart. I enjoy seeing shit like that. I love seeing WWE go out of their way to take care of children like that, individuals that suffered hardships like that. I love it. It's great. Not only with the WWE, I like seeing a good story. I like seeing a heartwarming story where something genuinely good happens to somebody. But all over social media today, all I seen was, how could anyone hate Roman Reigns for what he does in the WWE after watching this? And look at the real man, how everybody hates him for no reason. This is all you need to see. Him handing the gloves to a special needs child. I don't know where they were, but at a live event this past weekend. That's not the issue. That is not the issue here. I don't give a fuck what Roman Reigns did. The fact that people are outwardly going on social media, watching this clip of him giving his gloves to the special needs child, and then retweeting it and quote tweeting it, how could anyone hate Roman Reigns after this? They are the issue as to why we hate Roman Reigns. You people put him on a fucking pedestal for doing his job. This is Roman Reigns' job. You want to be the man? You want to be number one? That is in your fucking job description. I'm not going to give him bonus points for doing his job. Correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody else that came before Roman Reigns in that same position did the same thing. So why are we making it a big deal that Roman Reigns did this during this past weekend's house show? I'd love to know why. Are you pushing the agenda? Are you working for the WWE to get this out there? Or are you that fucking gullible and delusional? That has nothing to do with why we hate Roman Reigns. Nothing. You people are the cause of this fucking bullshit that we're seeing. You people are the cause of the rift between online social media and what WWE does with Roman Reigns. It's not Joe Anoa'i. We don't have a problem with him. If that did anything, it showed you how good of a person he really is. But it has nothing to do with why we hate Roman Reigns. We hate Roman Reigns for, you could just watch Monday Night Raw tonight to find out why we hate Roman Reigns. The last 4 years are why we hate Roman Reigns. The portrayal of Roman Reigns is why we hate Roman Reigns. Giving us Roman Reigns in every fucking segment, in every main event. Cry baby Roman Reigns, cry me a fucking river Roman Reigns. Can't get the job done Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns is why we hate Roman Reigns. Try again. Same old shit, rinse and repeat every fucking pay-per-view. Got a whole fucking roster of guys, you put all your eggs in one basket with Roman Reigns and everybody else is fucking neglected. You can't even fucking tell that Monday Night Raw has a SummerSlam because Monday Night Raw and everything that they do is for Roman Reigns. Everything that you've seen is a forced political bullshit agenda by WWE to get everyone to like Roman Reigns. Whatever he did for that special needs child has nothing to do and no bearing on why we hate Roman Reigns. So to those people, I say this. Shut your fucking mouth and grow a fucking brain. You are the root of the issue. You don't know what's going on. And you refuse to listen and watch people like me who speak the fucking truth about Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns wasn't on Monday Night Raw, I guarantee you, I bet my life on it, Monday Night Raw would not suffer one iota. You wouldn't even realize he wasn't even there. What happened when Roman Reigns took a week off to be with his family? What was it? Before the summer hit? When Roman Reigns didn't make one Monday Night Raw this summer, did you realize he was gone? I didn't. In fact, the show was a lot better without Roman Reigns because WWE focused their attention on everybody else. They're putting all their energy into something that will ultimately fail in New York City. Right now, WWE is doing everything right when it comes to Roman Reigns. See, I'm not that hard-headed. They're doing everything right for the first time in forever with Roman Reigns. There are still more boos than cheers, and whoever says otherwise is in fucking denial. The only fans that I seen highlighted by Kevin Dunn is the people with Roman Reigns signs. Where were they for the rest of the show? Where were they for the rest of the show? You didn't see one Roman Reigns sign after that match with Baron Corbin. Not one. So are they plants? Were they planted there by the WWE? Were those signs given out? Because I seen clear as day, my wife watches Raw for Roman. Or my wife likes Roman. Or some shit along those lines. Proving my point made last week. That Roman Reigns is nothing more than a cartoon character that caters to children and fucking housewives who are sexually frustrated and don't know any better. Still more boos than cheers. Whoever says otherwise is in denial. They all have, WWE does, all these players in place for Roman Reigns. And I honestly think that they even mapped this shit out down to the fucking very cities in which they wanted to go to before SummerSlam. There's no coincidence that WWE is in Roman's home state 2 weeks in a row before SummerSlam. The Lesnar attack on poor Kurt Angle. Heyman being attacked to develop sympathy. Setting Reigns up as the guy to take down a Brock Lesnar that we've seen and knew of for the last 7 fucking years. Angle lobbying for Reigns to kick Lesnar's ass. Acting unprofessionally. Showing favoritism. It's all part of the agenda, people. It's all part of the agenda. They're just adding more names to a laundry list of names, trying to get this guy over. Baron Corbin beating Finn Balor last week in impressive fashion, only to set him up for a Roman Reigns match this week, which we reported on off the script. All part of the agenda, people. Going against Kurt Angle and aligning himself with Stephanie did Baron Corbin, getting in Roman's face. Baron Corbin is 100% heel. 100% heel. And WWE knows that. That's why they booked this match the way that they did. You're supposed to hate and root and dislike Baron Corbin. Or root against Baron Corbin. You're supposed to dislike Baron Corbin. So they are pretty much telling you, the casual audience, who to cheer for based on the situation at hand. They are trying to web and spin this in their own way. They're trying to write something that we, the fans, don't want into a positive. And it's not going to work. The more you resist, the more it's going to be even worse when that fucking day, that fucking day is coming on August 19th in Brooklyn. It's going to be that much more worse. Roman Reigns may be the most boring fucking wrestler on the entire roster. The guy legitimately has nothing that speaks to the viewer as must-see. Absolutely nothing. Every fucking match that this guy is in is the same fucking match. Beaten down, beaten down, beaten down, makes a comeback. Beaten down again, makes another comeback. Superman punch, spear, over. It's downright fucking embarrassing to watch. You are all programmed to cheer for him because they want you to, and that is their guy. That's what they want. They couldn't have picked a worse number one man to lead this show and this company into the future. I'm not going to talk about Roman Reigns anymore. The only time I'll mention Roman Reigns again is this fucking Paul Heyman promo that, to me, on normal circumstances, if it was against anybody else, I would have given it a fucking standing ovation. I would have given it a fucking Emmy. I would have given it fucking praise beyond belief. But the fact that it's for Roman Reigns, and they're going to this length to try and get this guy over, knowing that it's not going to work. I ain't speaking highly of it at all. You could speak highly of it. You could sit there and praise Paul Heyman for his fucking Visine red eyes. Bullshit. I'm not sitting here and praising it. Did anyone see that girl front row move her hand away from Roman Reigns when he went to go give high fives after his match with Baron Corbin? That may have been the most epic moment of Monday Night Raw all year. That one girl wearing the Ronda Rousey t-shirt, the one with the glasses on her, the blonde ponytail, she moved her hand away as Roman Reigns went to go give her a high five, and she took her hand away in a fashion that I would do if Roman Reigns tried to shake my hand, if I was sitting front row. She instantly put herself in the GIF Hall of Fame. It's fantastic. Moving on here, man. I didn't even really take notes about this show, to be honest with you. So my notes might be all jumbled up. They may not flow with segment to segment. But it's that type of night, and I really don't give a shit. Elias. I watched his documentary on the WWE Network. I can't say that I enjoyed all of it. I was downright bored halfway through it. It's just a continuation, just like his EP was. A continuation of the character that is portrayed on television. Is he entertaining? Yes. It was a mock documentary about who Elias is, with him thinking he's bigger than everybody else. Nobody knows who he is. Big-time record execs don't know who he is. He wants to record this record his own way. He doesn't want anybody interfering with his vision and his musical genius. He went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's pretending like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to build him some shrine in the next 25 years, and that he's going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's just another extension to the Elias character, just like the EP, the 4 songs that he put out, is an extension of the Elias character. I did write, and I am thinking this week, and is WWE going to fix it? I don't know. Elias is great at what he does. He is a genuine heel personality. Everything that he does strikes a chord with the audience. You cannot take that away from him. But I do question how long he will be able to keep this up and do what he does before people want to see more and don't label him as the guy that plays guitar in the ring, talks trash, only to get interrupted by whomever decides to come out. WWE missed the boat on Elias a while back. WWE missed the boat on putting championship gold on Elias a while back. They may be featuring him in top tier positions on the card, whether it's an Elimination Chamber or a high-profile match on Monday Night Raw here and there with a John Cena or a Roman Reigns, etc., etc. But WWE missed the boat on giving Elias championship gold. And right now, I don't even know if Elias is going to factor into a championship program for the rest of 2018. And they would be foolish not to give this guy championship gold to solidify this guy as a main event talent. He's got a main event personality, but how long are people going to wait to see this guy legitimately perform at a championship caliber level? You cannot give this guy one direction and have him run it into the ground. The character is going to have to evolve eventually. I want to see him wrestle. I want to see him win. And I want to see him with championship gold around his waist. He is that good, and I think he's deserved a championship run for something now. For something. Elias is the type of guy you should be putting your resources into. And I don't think WWE is doing that right now. And right now he's just kind of floating in a sea of mediocrity, just getting by week to week, month to month as we go into these pay-per-views. And WWE really doesn't have any legitimate plans for Elias. They're banking on him to get them through week to week because he's that captivating of a personality. But how long is it really going to last? I don't know. Are people going to care about Elias when they're feuding him with a guy virtually unimportant to everybody at this point in Bobby Lashley? You know, I'm looking at Bobby Lashley come out in this segment with Elias. And even Elias said it. What have you done since coming back to Monday Night Raw? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it looks like WWE, you know, they want you to pretend that they are caring about Bobby Lashley. They're pushing him as a big guy or a main event guy on Monday Night Raw. But these little snide remarks from a Sami Zayn and an Elias and a Roman Reigns about his UFC career where he went 15-2. It's an admirable fucking career in the UFC, or MMA rather. Not the UFC, MMA. Seems like WWE takes digs at Bobby Lashley every now and then, here and there, because of what he did and how he left the WWE the first time. And they're kind of making him pay for it. That's the sense I get from it. Because why is this guy this unimportant for this company right now? After all the praise I heard about him in Impact, why WWE didn't pick up on that and give him that same persona here in WWE? Why is this guy unimportant in everything that he does? They changed and tweaked his theme music. It's an intimidating theme song. And the guy comes out smiling as if he's going to church on Sunday morning. That's not what I want to see. Bobby Lashley should not be smiling. Bobby Lashley should not be pandering to the crowd. Bobby Lashley could use the services of a Paul Heyman if Paul Heyman is going to stick around with the WWE after Brock Lesnar loses to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. But why is Bobby Lashley coming out smiling? For no fucking reason. Elias was in the ring mocking you, making fun of you, and you come out smiling? If you're going to get in the ring and not smile and talk down to Elias, then don't walk to the ring fucking smiling before you do it. The little change that WWE made to Elias' character tonight was having him with this documentary on the WWE Network. They gave him his own film crew, which is a nice little detail or an added detail to his gimmick. But I can't sit here and tell you that I'm excited about this match. This match means nothing to everybody watching, everybody that paid for a seat at SummerSlam in the Barclays Center. This is a complete waste of fucking time. And what's going to happen? Are you going to go with Bobby Lashley with the win over Elias? Or are you going to put your money in Elias, who out of the two is the one guy that you should put your fucking money on? Bobby Lashley has done nothing and will go nowhere in 2018. If you're looking at one or the other, who has more stock, I'm going with Elias. You gave him his own fucking film on the WWE Network. You put all this fucking resource into giving him 4 songs on an EP, and you're going to have him lose going into SummerSlam? That would not make a whole bunch of sense now, would it? WWE had this going thing for a little bit of this show, with Rollins going up against Ziggler and McIntyre. Again. First it was Reigns, then it was Balor, and then it ended up being Roman Reigns again. Never mind going back and rinsing and repeating the fucking script from last week. Look like WWE has had the same fucking script 5 weeks in a row. How anyone could say this is a good show? I don't know what the fuck you're smoking, man. Roman Reigns was chosen at one point for Seth Rollins' partner. At that point, I asked why. I legitimately asked why, and I asked everybody on Twitter why. This is the Roman Reigns show again, and it's clear that WWE is putting too much effort into him than anything else at SummerSlam. And it's not only not fair, but it actually makes everything else unimportant on SummerSlam's Monday Night Raw side by default. By default, everything else is just that much more unimportant. So Tyler Breeze comes up, and he lobbies to be Seth Rollins' partner. Now, if you're Seth Rollins, why would you not want a guy like Tyler Breeze, who has history with Dolph Ziggler, as your tag team partner? Why wouldn't WWE push a guy like Tyler Breeze now that Fandango is going to be out for the rest of the year? I ask these questions because it just boggles my mind how you have a talent like Tyler Breeze and you do absolutely nothing with him. Nothing. The guy's got money written all over him. The guy's got charisma. He's got a great look. He's got good personality. He's got a decent fucking gimmick that could thrive in the mid-card. Maybe upper mid main event type guy. You know? Right below the main event is where Tyler Breeze would be if I'm booking a fucking roster. Guy's got the makings of a perfect Intercontinental Champion. The guy's probably one of the best in-ring performers in the entire company. Yet in this instance, on this night, in this segment, he's shot down and he's embarrassed as if he's a fucking nobody. I don't understand why you would do that with a guy like Tyler Breeze. Why not pick Tyler Breeze as your partner? A lot of people would absolutely pick Tyler Breeze as their partner. I don't understand that. Roman Reigns comes up, looks him up and down as if he's a fucking embarrassment. Correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they come from the same place? Didn't they train in the same fucking gym, performance center upon coming up? One of the best in-ring performers in the company, yet standing next to these two guys is made to look like a fucking joke. Damn shame on you, WWE, for not doing more with Tyler Breeze. So we gotta wait for Tyler Breeze and Fandango to get back together to actually have them do something? Or you're going to have a guy like Tyler Breeze on your show who's capable of out-wrestling anybody on your roster right now and just waste away. Complete fucking ridiculous nonsense. Can't stand this fucking show and the people that run this company. Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is not looking like a monster. I don't give a fuck how many things or how many tables, how many cars he flips over. He's not looking like no fucking monster to me. This shit is absolutely cringeworthy. Wow, Braun Strowman flips over another fucking car or a table. Whatever. Flipped over a fucking table on Monday Night Raw. This time it was Kevin Owens' stage set for the Kevin Owens show. One positive here. You want a fucking positive? Write it down! Because there's not going to be many about this fucking show tonight. The one positive. It was actually set up on the stage and not in the ring like the typical WWE talk shows. And it actually looked great where it was. Now, clearly, it was on the stage or to the side of the stage on purpose for Braun Strowman to flip the table up when he got his cue. And Braun Strowman was waiting underneath the table with his Money in the Bank briefcase until his cue to flip it over was given the green light. Now, this can't be it for Braun Strowman. This really cannot be it going into SummerSlam for Braun Strowman. The guy won Money in the Bank, and he's done nothing coming out of Money in the Bank. He's feuded with Kevin Owens. He's in this fucking feud with Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh, and it's absolutely downright embarrassing. They completely just throw away shit for him to do right now, which sucks for Kevin Owens. This is throwaway shit, for Kevin Owens, which sucks for Kevin Owens, but if that man, Strowman, is not cashing in at SummerSlam and winning the Universal title, then WWE will never put the Universal Championship on Braun Strowman. Never. Kevin Owens has been put into this nonsense feud with Strowman and now Mahal, and I don't think anyone remembers what Kevin Owens did last year. Last year, with his feud with Shane McMahon. This is the same guy that fucking headbutted Vince McMahon on SmackDown Live, and now he's coaching Mahal in his Shanti practices. Two different sides of Kevin Owens. One is a Kevin Owens that we want, a ruthless, I don't give a fuck Kevin Owens. And the other is a fucking comedy act, Kevin Owens, that WWE has no plans for. Some creative team WWE has here. This cannot be it for Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman cannot lose that Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what advertisements are advertising Hell in a Cell with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman cannot lose that Money in the Bank briefcase at all. He needs to cash in at SummerSlam against whomever the fucking champion is, and he needs to walk out and be the savior of that show. I don't want to hear anything else. Braun Strowman is a guy that gets reactions every single time, and people are genuinely interested in seeing Braun Strowman. This cannot be it for Braun Strowman. This is your second biggest pay-per-view of the year, and you're having him feud with fucking Jinder Mahal on Monday Night Raw. What does that say about creative on Raw? It means they are completely out of their fucking mind. And that's where my notes stopped. Because that's all this show was fucking worth to me. Let's go over the rest of this fucking show. I don't really care what else happened. I watched here and there. It was the same shit, rinse and repeat. Again, rinse and repeat. Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns. What would you like me to say here? What would you like me to say here? Baron Corbin beat Finn Balor last week so that he could look good for this match against Roman Reigns. Baron Corbin to me, is excelling on the microphone. He's getting way better at doing it and cutting a promo. He's got a great look outside of the fucking Joseph A. Bank looks that he's got. You know, the Joseph A. Banks look that he's got with the fucking vest and the slacks and the dress shoes. I don't know what the fuck happened to Baron Corbin, but needless to say, the guy is actually improving in this constable role, which I hope was the fucking point of all this. The match itself with Roman Reigns wasn't half bad. He delivered a beautiful deep six. My God, that was a deep 6.5. He did to Roman Reigns. Of course, Roman Reigns kicked out. Korbin with more offense. Reigns avoids an end of days and rocks Korbin with some right hands. Korbin gets sent out of the ring, runs to the back, or he tries to run to the back. He tries to escape the ring and just say, fuck this shit. He don't want nothing to do with Roman Reigns anymore. And Finn Balor comes out. And the one thing I hate about this shit, you know, when someone is going to interfere in the match, like Finn Balor did tonight, and Baron Corbin, the heel, is retreating against the babyface, if you want to call him that, quote-unquote babyface of Roman Reigns. Why does Balor's music need to play? Like, the fans aren't going to know who's coming out to interfere in that moment. You need to have Balor across the Titantron, and you need to have Balor's music go off for everybody to know it's Finn Balor. Instead of him coming out and just coming out looking badass, not smiling, stopping Baron Corbin from retreating. So he walks back to the ring, back turned. Roman Reigns delivers a Superman punch off the steel steps, eats a spear, and Roman Reigns wins after the match. Balor is clapping like a fucking dumbass for Roman Reigns. And that was it. Balor goes to the top for a coup de grace and nails it on Baron Corbin. And that was it. So it looks like we're getting Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor again at SummerSlam. Bobby Roode versus Mojo Raleigh. All this big hype for Mojo Raleigh. Giving him a big push. Everybody's excited about Mojo Raleigh. All these fucking dweebs and fucking delusional fucks on social media looking at Mojo Raleigh, excited about Mojo Raleigh, trying to fucking reach for straws about something positive about this show. I looked at Nick Houseman's Twitter. He's excited apparently about Mojo Raleigh's push. How would you push Mojo Raleigh in 5 words was his tweet. He even hashtagged it. I wouldn't push Mojo Raleigh. Get off my TV. There's your 5 fucking words. Bobby Roode versus Mojo Raleigh. Bobby Roode wins here with a disgustingly bad-looking, glorious DDT. Bobby Roode is awful. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about Bobby Roode. I love Bobby Roode. I really do. I think Bobby Roode's got the look of a fucking winner. I think Bobby Roode, for his age, looks absolutely phenomenal. What they're doing to Bobby Roode right now, my God, you talk about wasting Tyler Breeze. Bobby Roode is absolutely on another fucking planet called Wasted. Wasted. And it's far out in the galaxy. You cannot see this thing with any fucking NASA telescope that has ever been created and invented. It's gone. This guy's career is done. Raw killed it. Raw, where people go to have their careers buried. And that's exactly what happened to Bobby Roode. Glorious DDT for the win. So much for pushing Mojo Raleigh, right? Big match situation, can't get the job done. So why am I going to believe in anything Mojo Raleigh states right now? They'll probably have this match happen again next week and trade victories. Quote me on that. Elias in the ring. Gotta admit, the tune that Elias was playing before he actually opened his mouth was pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. You know, I don't own an acoustic guitar. I'm gonna flat out say it. Elias is tempting me to go out to Guitar Center and buy an acoustic guitar and start playing. Seriously. I think he's great. But Bobby Lashley comes and disrupts Elias. Lashley calls Elias a funny guy, saying he put Lashley's name in his mouth again, and here he is once again. Lashley says nothing was wrong with the documentary. They have some words, and Elias orders the crew to keep the cameras on him and not Bobby Lashley. Now, Elias accuses Lashley of trying to steal his spotlight when he returned to the company. Elias says Lashley's entire comeback has been a joke. There's that dig. That another fucking dig at Bobby Lashley. Lashley calls everything about Elias a joke. His boots, his guitar, his documentary, and about a half dozen other things that he mentioned. But Elias is not a joke. So I don't know what Bobby Lashley is talking about. That was a weak comeback for Bobby Lashley. Seems like the truth hurt good old Bob on tonight's Monday Night Raw. So Elias says that Lashley's in a bad mood. They'll have to go somewhere else to finish his documentary. So he's walking out of the ring. He takes one of the goons, one of the film crew, his bulletin board or his clipboard, his notepad about he's looking over shit Elias. Elias throws it in Bobby Lashley's face. He jumps Bobby Lashley and he cheap shots him. So Elias drops Bobby Lashley and Lashley blocks a shot and drives Elias into the mat with a spine buster at the end of this thing, and he stands tall. So I don't understand how anyone is going to take Elias seriously against someone who is absolutely unimportant like Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam when you have Bobby Lashley get the best of Elias now. I don't see the upside here in pushing Bobby Lashley at all. At all. You gave him his one moment in the sun with Roman Reigns. He lost. And now it's time for Bobby Lashley to start at the bottom and work his way back up. It's not his time now. Bobby Lashley needs to be reworked, whether that's with Paul Heyman or a heel turn, something. The guy is absolutely get off my TV worthy. He is awful. He makes me reach for the remote control and want to mute the show because I can't stand listening to the guy speak. Titus O'Neil versus Razor. Apparently, Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews, and Dana Brooke were sponsored by, get this, Pizza Hut for tonight's show. Monday Night Raw was sponsored by Pizza Hut. Apparently, Titus is trying to get Pizza Hut's recipes so that he could mimic it on a weekly basis on Monday Night Raw for the catering crew. That's the sources. That's my sources. That's what they told me. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do or change about Pizza Hut sauce. Pizza Hut is god awful. If you call that pizza, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. You know? This is coming from a Sicilian guy. You're going to call that fucking Pizza Hut? What type of pizza goes for $5.99? A shitty one. Razor versus Titus O'Neil. I don't know what else I could say about this, man. You know, I want to find somebody out there who does what I do. I want you to come up with a reason as to why you think this is good for the Authors of Pain. WWE has absolutely killed the Authors of Pain. NXT Tag Team Champions. They won the Dusty Cup in their first fucking tournament, right? Barely escaped NXT with only a couple of losses. They were a dominating team that every team that stepped in front of them, they annihilated. But they're on Monday Night Raw and they are not being booked the same way that they were in NXT. I ask why. How is a feud with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews a good thing for the Authors of Pain? You know, there are some teams that when you get brought up, they should automatically be the most dominating thing in a division. The fact that the Authors of Pain are on the Monday Night Raw tag team division and they haven't dominated and haven't won the tag team championships yet, you have already fucked them up to a point where I don't even give a shit anymore. And by the reactions of the crowd, most of the people watching this show don't give a shit about them either. So we got Razor versus Titus O'Neil. Who lost last week? It was Akam versus Apollo Crews, right? So I guess Akam is going to be fighting Titus O'Neil, and Razor is going to fight Apollo Crews. Is that how we're going about this? We're going to get singles matches between all four guys, and then we're going to get another tag team match? When? How anybody says this is a good thing for the Authors of Pain is a delusional fucking idiot. You guys know how I would fix the tag team division. WWE doesn't have a fucking bright idea on how to fix the tag team division. Simple. Ambrose, Rollins. If you're going to come back with Ambrose, you might as well pair him with Rollins because you're not going to bring him back as a heel to begin with. He's going to receive that babyface reaction regardless. Just like Seth Rollins did. He was a heel when he was hurt, right? Comes back and receives this big babyface reaction. Then WWE flipped the fucking coin. Next night on Monday Night Raw, he turns heel and cuts down the crowd. But when Rollins came out and attacked Roman Reigns, I believe it was against AJ Styles, correct me if I'm wrong, he came back and he was cheered by everybody in attendance. You got to do the same thing with Dean Ambrose. Ambrose Rollins, Authors of Pain, The Revival, Gable and Jordan as American Alpha, Ziggler and McIntyre. There you go. There you go. That's your tag team division right there. If you can't book a tag team division with fucking those 5 teams and those 10 individuals, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Razor and Titus O'Neil. I don't know why the Authors of Pain demolished every fucking team that was in front of them in NXT. Yet, Razor is having trouble beating Titus O'Neil. Razor gets the victory here with a big spine buster, and that was it. Nobody gives a shit about the Authors of Pain, and they will continue not to give a shit about the Authors of Pain unless you align these guys the way I fantasy book them, either with Paul Heyman or Roman Reigns in a heel stable or Dean Ambrose in a heel stable when his time comes to turn heel. Something with these guys. Something. Nobody gives a shit about the Authors of Pain. Kevin Owens and Jinder Mahal on the Kevin Owens show. Owens talks about Strowman and how most people see a monster when they look at him. Owens brags about his steel cage win over Braun. And last week, Jinder Mahal is bragging about his count-out victory over Braun. Owens says Braun tried to take everything from him at Extreme Rules, but now Owens is going to take what he has at SummerSlam to become Mr. Money in the Bank. We've heard this 2 weeks in a row now. 2 weeks in a row. He said the same thing. Owens says he will be KO in the bank. Owens says this will guarantee that he can finally reclaim his Universal Championship. Owens goes on and thanks Jinder for helping him be at peace and clear-headed. Owens is so clear-headed that he has a great idea for tonight. Somehow, Kevin Owens is booking Jinder versus Braun again. Jinder doesn't look thrilled about this decision. Owens calls for Braun Strowman to come out, and when he does, the stage is being flipped, and Kevin Owens' show is cut short. Braun Strowman versus Jinder Mahal here. Jinder wins by DQ, so that's 2 weeks in a row that Braun Strowman is made to look like a fool. After the bell, Braun chased Jinder at ringside. Singh comes from behind to make the save, grabs the briefcase. Braun drops, goes after Singh, and drops him at ringside. Jinder retreats through the crowd, and that was it. Owens ran off with the briefcase momentarily, just to give you again the perception of something happening, a count out, disqualification, whatever it may be. Braun will lose the briefcase. So WWE is really hyping up the fact, but WWE is also treating Braun Strowman like a pushover. WWE is treating Braun Strowman like an afterthought. This is not what Braun Strowman should be doing. They are booking themselves into a corner here with Braun Strowman. You've made him lose twice now to Jinder Mahal on Monday Night Raw. You are not going to have this guy go into SummerSlam and do anything but win. And then he's going to cash in the briefcase and he's going to be the Universal Champion at the end of the night because that's the only way this show will be salvaged. Baron Corbin's backstage on the phone with Stephanie McMahon. He finds Kurt Angle and hands him the phone. Sounds like Angle doesn't agree with what Stephanie has planned again. Now, we all thought Roman was going to be teaming with Seth Rollins and having a tag team match with Ziggler and McIntyre. But Stephanie does not want to compromise the main event of SummerSlam, so she is not allowing Roman Reigns to wrestle twice in one night. So Roman Reigns, like Mr. Samoan badass that he is, I don't give a shit about what Stephanie says. I'm going to do what I want. Yeah, because you could do anything that you fucking want on Monday Night Raw, right? With no repercussions. If anybody else said that, they would be given their pink slip. But Roman Reigns says it. It's got to be all right. So this leads us to a handicap match. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. I don't understand the logic of this. I really don't. This could have been spared. We really didn't need to see this again. I am honestly tired of seeing Ziggler and Rollins in the ring together. I don't know what these guys could do differently compared to what we've already seen them do at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler get a clean victory here. What else did you expect? Rollins pretty much did not even put up a fucking fight. Towards the end of this thing, it was over. Goes for the stomp. And Rollins blocks a famouser, hits a buckle bomb, doesn't see the tag to Drew McIntyre. Drew comes in, levels Rollins. Drew keeps Rollins down as Drew comes in for the double team. They mock him. Rollins gets a 2 count. Ziggler drops Rollins with a super kick and covers him for the victory. There was a scary moment early on in this match where Rollins came off the top rope for, it looked like a crossbody. And McIntyre caught him, but he lost his footing. And Corey Graves even said Rollins could be seriously hurt after that miscue. And Drew McIntyre recovered. He still hung on to Rollins, got back up, and delivered a big backbreaker. Shit like that doesn't need to be done 2 weeks before SummerSlam. Especially in a match that is unimportant like this one, a handicap match that will do nothing to add to the overall match that we're going to see at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler win in a waste of a fucking match. The B Team versus the Revival. I don't know how anybody is excited about the tag team division. We're getting a tag team title match next week, apparently. This match didn't even have an outcome. This match did not even have an outcome. So Dawson is in the ring, clotheslines Dallas, and all of a sudden, the lights go out. Graphic suddenly flashes, the lights go out. Lights come back on. Matt Hardy is in one corner, and Bray Wyatt is in the other. So Dawson, who was it? Dash or Dawson? I don't even know. Dawson comes in. He's in the ring, and he's looking towards Dash for a tag. And there stands Bray Wyatt. And then Bo Dallas is looking for Axel to tag, and there stands Matt Hardy. So I guess it was a creative way to cause a no contest. But again, who cares? Who cares? And the illogic on this show, or the illogical situations that Monday Night Raw presents itself that are easily avoidable, I don't know why they go about it. The Leader of Worlds lost to the B Team clean. They lost the titles at Extreme Rules. They lost the rematch with their rematch clause invoked. So they are done. But here they are next week, getting another tag team title opportunity in a triple threat match with the Revival. Why are we not getting the B Team versus the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championships? Why? What does Matt and Bray have to do with the Raw Tag Team titles if they've already invoked their rematch clause? I guess WWE just had memory loss. They developed amnesia from just a couple of weeks ago. Or are you treating your fans like they don't realize what happened a couple of weeks ago with this same matchup for the Tag Team Championships? I am so done with this fucking show. I really am. Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman sitting down with Renee Young. Forced as ever. Complete bullshit Roman agenda in full effect. Says he doesn't know where he stands with Brock Lesnar as Lesnar has disconnected his phone line. Heyman also tried reaching out to him through other ways, but Lesnar won't take his calls. Heyman turns to the camera and says this interview is just going to piss Lesnar off. That he was going to get personal. Whatever he was going to say is going to rub Lesnar the wrong way. Renee asks Heyman if Heyman considers Lesnar a friend, and Heyman says she really enjoys doing this. Heyman gets emotional and says he does consider Lesnar a friend. He goes on and says this isn't how he envisioned an ending. He wanted to ride off into the sunset with Lesnar with the UFC title and the WWE Universal titles around Brock's shoulders. Renee asks if Lesnar still needs Heyman at this point in his career. Heyman continues to get emotional, starts crying. Renee asks if he wants to take a minute. He tells her to just do it, just do your job. She asks if he has an eye on anyone else as a potential client, so the seeds have been planted. The attack on Paul Heyman happened because WWE wants to utilize Paul Heyman's services after Lesnar eventually loses the Universal Championship, which will probably be at SummerSlam. If Heyman is still with Lesnar and Lesnar loses and goes off to the UFC, then they won't be able to, per storyline, use Heyman. So, the seed has already been planted about a potential new client. Strowman, Lashley, female client, and Ronda Rousey possibly. The Authors of Pain. Anybody could use Paul Heyman's services at this point, and it would be a beneficial thing for them. Heyman says that question would have been inconceivable last week, as this whole situation is. Heyman says this isn't interchangeable. Renee then says, who will win this match with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? Heyman talked about knowing Lesnar for 16 years, but he's never seen him more focused and violent. Heyman says Reigns doesn't stand a chance against Lesnar at SummerSlam. And that's where the interview ends. The Riot Squad versus the Boss and Hug Connection. I mean, what would you like me to say here? The fact that this match repeated itself for the fucking 16th week in a row? Yet you goons want a tag team title for the women's division on Monday Night Raw. This is your future. This is your future. You ever date a girl and then look at her mother and how hideous her mother looks? That is your future, my friend. This is the future of the women's tag team titles if they were to get 2 titles on both Raw and SmackDown separately. This is your future. Riot Squad win here. Ruby Riot makes a return. Bayley tosses Liv Morgan outside. Bayley leaps off the apron, but a person dressed in all black pulls Liv out of the way. Liv drops Bayley to the floor. Ruby Riot revealed under the, outfit that she was wearing. Banks sees this, turns her attention to Ruby. Logan takes advantage. Dumb babyface syndrome by Sasha Banks. Logan takes advantage of the distraction and rolls Banks up for the victory here. The Riot Squad win in another meaningless match on Monday Night Raw. Alicia Fox versus Ronda Rousey in the main event. I already went over this. This was just fucking nauseatingly bad. It's just ridiculous. Everything was just so out of sync and so off key. Fox was stalling, and Bliss keeps teasing an interference. Natalya comes over and pushes Bliss down to the fucking floor. Bliss comes over from behind and shoves Natalya face for it. Looked fucking god-awful. Go back and watch the miscue. Go back and look at how unnatural the shove from Bliss to Natalya was into the steel post. Please go back and watch and look how fucking terrible it looked. She shoves Natalya face first into the ring post. Ronda Rousey comes to check on Natalya. Bliss gets involved. Fox unloads on Ronda in the corner. Referee warns her about stopping. Rousey gets angry now. Fox wastes time pandering to the crowd. You got Ronda Rousey on the ground and you're fucking pandering to the crowd as if you got some sort of advantage over a former UFC champion. How dumb are you? Rousey backs Fox into the corner, starts jabbing away at her with body shots. Rousey tosses Fox 3 times to the mat, and my God, I swear to God, if Ronda Rousey didn't rip out Alicia Fox's arm during one of those last 3 fucking judo throws, holy shit, Alicia Fox got away lucky. That shit looked fucking sloppy and brutal. Rousey gets a big pop from the fans. Fox retreats to the floor. Rousey follows and launches Fox into the barricade just like Fox did to her last week. Rousey brings Fox back into the ring, hits the armbar for the win here, and she taps out immediately, does Fox with the armbar. Alexa Bliss just looked on in fear, and after the match, Rousey looks on talking trash to Bliss, who's still watching from ringside. Natalya hugs Rousey in the ring. Charlie Caruso comes in and starts to congratulate Ronda Rousey on winning her Raw debut. Rousey thanks everyone for watching and says it feels great to focus on SummerSlam. Bliss tries to attack from behind as the interview is being conducted, and she gets judo throwed. Rousey then says, it doesn't matter how you're holding the title is coming to her at SummerSlam, and Rousey throws the mic down as Bliss heads to the back and Monday Night Raw goes off the air. I don't know, man. Monday Night Raw was a complete waste of everybody's fucking time. It's actually making me more disinterested in SummerSlam as the weeks go on. Seriously. This show is god-awful, and that's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure we'll be ranting and raving about it more on Off the Script. SmackDown Live should be infinitely better. We got AJ Styles just getting in the ring and addressing what Samoa Joe said last week. More on Brian Miz. More on Rusev and Almas. We got Becky and Charlotte teaming up. Potential to have a heel turn teased for Becky against the Iconics. And a possible Asuka versus Carmella match, with Asuka being included in the Women's Championship match, making that a fatal four-way, which we discussed 2 weeks ago on SmackDown Live Review. So it should be a very entertaining and important SmackDown Live. 2 things I want to mention. Number 1. Actually, 3 things I want to mention. Number 1. I will be on a conference call tomorrow with Conrad Thompson and the rest of everybody for Podcast Row for All In from 9 to 10. It's going to be a 1-hour conference call, so I'm going to try my best to take notes for SmackDown and do the review tomorrow night. It might be a little bit later than usual, but I will get it done. Number 2, I want you guys to take a look at this, and if you're going to be in the New York City area, I want you guys to come on out. I am the ring play-by-play announcer, the play-by-play announcer in general for House of Glory. I got my partner, Matthew Ryan Shapiro. We do a very good job every time House of Glory has a wrestling show in the New York City area. High Intensity is going to be their biggest show of the year. And everybody in House of Glory management, everybody on the production side wants this to be the very best show that they've ever put on in 7 years. And they have gone out of their way to do whatever is necessary. We're doing cutting corners, which you guys can see exclusively on House of Glory's YouTube channel. I'm going to link you my last episode that was just conducted this past week in the comments below. I want you guys to go check it out. And they've gotten me a pre-show and a pre-show partner. And I want to unveil this because he's already announced it on his show. And if you guys are in the New York City area, I don't know why the fuck you aren't going to come out to this show. I present to you my pre-show partner for a full hour for High Intensity on August 17th. Yeah, look at that fucking beast. Salamonster and JD together for the first time ever doing a pre-show. If you guys are not there, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Shame on you. If you guys want tickets, HOGWrestling.net. It's in orange at the bottom of that flyer. That shit looks fucking beast. So if you guys are going to be in the New York City area, please come on out. And if you guys missed Off the Script this past Monday, because I'm sure by the time you guys see this, it'll be Tuesday. If you guys missed it earlier on Monday, it went up around 2 o'clock. Go check it out. Roman Reigns is getting help from Paul Heyman for his promos leading into SummerSlam. And news on SummerSlam, 7 hours long. And what does WWE have planned for the NXT TakeOver main event now that Aleister Black is rumored to be missing the triple threat match with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa? All that right now on the channel. I'll leave you guys a link in the annotation. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow for SmackDown.